let me thank you for coming to the invitation we issued to discuss with PCTT what will be happening for our 150th anniversary. My name is the Right Reverend Annabell Lalla-Ramkelawan. Joining me this morning for this media briefing is Mr. Lennox Sirjuesingh, Chairperson of the Sports Committee, and Ms. Simone Singh-Sagar, who is the Youth Coordinator of the Presbyterian Church. The purpose of our meeting is to bring to the attention of the nation that Presbyterian Church Trinidad and Tobago is celebrating its 150th anniversary on the 7th of January 2018. Our celebrations will begin with a Thanksgiving service at the Susumacha Presbyterian Church at 4 p.m. on Sunday, the 7th of January. We will have at morning services of all our congregations throughout the country the planting of a tree, a symbol that will represent the church. As the tree grows and brings forth fruit, it is our hope that the church will grow and bring forth fruit. On the Monday, the 8th, we will have wreath laying at the tombs of persons who have served the church over the years, particularly ordained ministers, deaconesses, lay pastors, presiding elders. The tomb of Reverend John Morton is at the Tunapuna Cemetery, and several others of the early workers in the church. The pastoral regions where the tombs are located will be laying the wreath. At this time, Tunapuna Cemetery will be one of the places we will be laying wreaths. The Paradise Pasture, we will be laying wreaths. Irie Village Presbyterian Church in the yard, we have persons laid to rest there. Arima Presbyterian Cemetery, we will also be laying wreaths there. On Tuesday the 9th, all our schools will be planting their tree in commemoration of the 150th anniversary of the church. On Wednesday, our foreign visitors from Scotland, USA, and Canada will be making a courtesy visit to the Canadian High Commission at 10 a.m. in the morning. In the evening, we will be having a cultural evening at the San Fernando City Hall Auditorium. It is a cultural evening particularly for our foreign visitors who will be with us. On Thursday, we will have a memorial service at the Irie Village Presbyterian Church, that is in Irie Village, Princestown, and that service will begin at 5 p.m. in the evening. It is a commemorative service for all the men and women who have served the church over the last 150 years. On Saturday, we are hosting a prayer breakfast at the Curep Presbyterian Church. On Sunday, the 14th of January, we will be dedicating the Grosvenor Presbyterian Church. It will be the first church dedicated in 2018, and it will be the first church dedicated for our 150th anniversary. Those are the activities we have planned for the 1 week of celebration. We will be having every month for the year, we will be having celebrations throughout the country. As moderator of the Synod, I want to invite the members of our country, benefactors of the Presbyterian mission work, and other well-wishers to join with us in all these celebrations that we will be having. Our sports committee is having a special torch run, and at this time I will invite Mr. Sirjuesingh to share with us the torch run.
Moderator, just before you go up, I know you kind of concluded here, go to the sports. As moderator of the Presbyterian Church, if you will have this 150th anniversary, what message you all would like to carry forward as a Presbyterian nation other than this week of celebration?
Well, Ivan, our theme was looking at our past, appreciating the present, and fulfilling the mission. So what we want to take forth to the nation is, as a church, fulfilling our mission. What is the mission of the church? The main mission of any church is to evangelize people, bring Christ to people. But that is not the only way that we bring Christ to people, church and preaching. It is through our outreach program. And one of the outreach program, which Simone will speak about in a moment, is a food bank. In light of many people losing their jobs in the country right now, unemployment rising, people in need of food, we are launching for the 150th celebrations to develop a food bank at 3 locations in the country where people could come and get food items to prepare meals for their family. We are hoping, as we move along, particularly with youth work, that we will develop some programs in order to deal with one of the biggest problems we have, school violence, which affects us also as a denominational organization providing education. We have done some work, but we need to do even more. A lot of our focus will be on young people. That is why Simone has joined us this morning.
Yeah, I'm talking about the violence in the country. I mean, we live in a state in the country where we're seeing last year so much murders and rampage of crime. As a Presbyterian, what is the Presbyterian stand on the state of the country, crime, and this epidemic experience?
But we have issued statements to the press, and we have stated, that we hope that something more will be done by the state, particularly in the security arm of the nation. We also, in our issue, said we are willing to provide counseling for families who are the victims of having lost loved ones by violent means. I am one of those victims. So the church would like to help, but the state has to call on the church to help. We are helping in our own little way when it touches us, and when it is in communities where we are reaching out with counseling. We are reaching out to help and meet the needs of those families where we are.
Generally, what do you think about the state of the crime? I mean,
It is horrendous. It is horrendous. I looked at the news last night. For the first day of the year, we had, 5? And last night, almost 9 or 7. I mean, something is wrong. It is a crime in this country. It's a deep-seated social problem, and has to be approached from a social angle. Something is driving our people, driving individuals to do this. It's social. And if it's social, then as a church, our social programs have to be developed for that. The Board of Social Responsibilities, I know they are looking at it. We are hoping to use one of our buildings that we have to create a safe haven, particularly for women of violence, because they land up dead. One of the cases, a young mother, 2 children, 2 girl children, a victim. So Board of Social Responsibility is looking at that angle for 2018, providing some safe haven.
What is the membership of the Presbyterian Church, and has that declined over the past couple of years? So there's there have been some concerns that the Presbyterian Church is not attracting the youth. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Well, I'd like Simone to answer that because she's the one. I can tell you, people have been saying and claiming that our numbers have fallen, but there are no statistics to prove that. Out in the pastoral regions, our membership is quite lively and very vibrant.
Can you give like statistics at all in terms of your membership on average?
On average, I would say we are between 50 to 45,000 at this point in time. We used to be 70, but we have fallen. But as I said, there is no data to prove that.
Simone Singh-Sagar, the National Youth Coordinator of the Presbyterian Church. I have been here for 7 years, and it is true that it's easy for us to say that the church is not attracting young people, or it's not attractive to young people on the whole. But we're living in a society and a time and an age now where there are many things to attract the interest of young people. What is important is that we recognize that having young people within the church is not just the programs and the activities, the events that we throw out to attract them, but it is a family role. It takes the entire family to have its young people interested and working within the church environment. You see, we can provide programs that attract them to come. But what is the message that we're leaving with our young people? That is what is at the core of it. We can get them to come and have them enjoy a time of praise and worship, jumping up, raising their hands, praising God. They could come and have a time of team building, playing games. But what is different about church? What is different about what we do as the church to get people to stay in? It's the message that we leave with them. That message is always the hope that is founded when we become children of God. The passion that is sparked in our hearts for serving God's people. The love that is built up within us when we recognize that we're not just here to pick up space on the earth. We're not just here to follow a career path. We're not just here to live 70 years. But we're here to fulfill the mission, the purpose that God has placed within every single one of us. So if we focus on the fact that the church is not attractive, well, yeah, I mean, it's not a mall, it's not a cinema, but we involve those activities, those ideas, those concepts that pique the interest of young people to portray and to solidify the message that Christ brings hope in this time that is very dark and despairing. Christ brings peace in a time and a place, a society and a school environment that is very chaotic. Christ brings love, because we know that our family systems are broken and failing, and that love is not permeating those environments as it should, and that Christ brings joy to our lives. That every day, in everything, we can find joy. Our thematic scripture for this 150th celebration is Mark chapter 5, verse 19, which tells us to go and tell about the wonderful things that God has done for us. So in attracting our young people, in attracting the society to what church is, it goes beyond what we do and focuses on how we impact the lives of people, that they don't become depressed or bogged down by what's taking place in society and the world, but they recognize that always there is something wonderful that God is doing in their lives. Always there is a point of hope and joy that they can find, and that definitely their mission continues to be, the purpose continues to be in their life, to find those wonderful things and tell others about it. We have seen actually a growth in our youth involvement. I mean, we know that families are having less children now, so that whereas in the 60s you may have had 9, 10 children from a family, now you have 2, you have 1. coming from family homes now, right? But we have seen a boost in the involvement of our young people in the life of the church. And when I say the life of the church, I mean that they're very interested in helping others. So for this Christmas time, we collected over 300 care packages here that were given out to street dwellers, to orphanages, and to Shamrock Court, which is located on Rushwood Street Extension. And that came from our youth population, from the young people themselves. They packaged these things and we were able to share those. We've been doing many programs that are social mission outreach programs, because we know that young people of this day, of this age, especially this generation, the Google generation, they're very much inclined to helping others, and not just human beings, but they're very much inclined to helping animals and to looking after our environment. So we have programs such as the Live Green program, which encourages the groups of youth within our churches, called youth groups, to plant crops and give to the poorer persons in their communities. And we have 107 churches across Trinidad and Tobago. So you would imagine that these programs do make an impact. And this is what we see as being most attractive to our young people right now, when we can help them develop the mission.
Tell us about the food program that Moderator was talking about.
Definitely. The food bank is something that we've seen as the Presbyterian Church being able to fulfill its mission in the coming times. We know about the economic hardship within our country, right? And we know about it even within our Caribbean region. And so we have decided, as the Presbyterian Church, to give back to the community, to the society, to the people who have built, who have created and sustained the Presbyterian Church. The food bank will be located north, south, and central within our country, of course within the premises of 3 or 4 major churches, of our larger churches. And what we will be encouraging is continuous sharing. So it's not just hamper distribution, but continuous sharing of food stuff, basic food items, market food items. We're planning to reach out to grocery stores, to supermarkets, to even marketplaces, that things that they can give on a weekly basis. Even our churches, where everyone is able to prepare food, bring food, and we're sharing from these locations to anyone who is in need of food, as it's a basic element of what we need to survive. And we're hoping that from this program, it brings back hope, and it brings back love to our society that is afraid, that is cowering behind being uncertain of the future. I mean, we've entered into this new year, and many people in our country do not know where their next meal is coming from. With so many job cuts, with definitely no salaries to be increasing in the near future, with the high cost of basic food items, people are in need of this sort of help. And there are even families who may have jobs, but they cannot sustain themselves on a day-to-day basis. So we definitely know that this food bank will reach to those persons who are in most need.
How soon do you all expect to have this up?
Within the next 3 months. Within the next 3 months, it's a joint effort between, the youth department, our board of social responsibility, and our ministers, who will also be involved in ensuring that families access these food products. So we're looking at north. We have the Curate Presbyterian Church, who also already has a soup kitchen that they run every Saturday. In the central, we're looking at the Shobonas Pastoral Region, and where we could facilitate this most efficiently. And in the south, we're looking at the Susumucha Presbyterian Church, which is, because it's in the city of San Fernando, it's a major hub where it can be accessed.
Lennox Sirjuesingh, chairman of the Presbyterian Church Sports and Family Day Committee. My dear friends, as we embark on this very symbolic achievement of 150 years as a church in Trinidad and Tobago, and Moderator was quite right when she said it was more than evangelism. I look upon my church today as an institution that has shown great corporate social responsibility, which is a modern term, but which we practice from our very inception. Because within 3 years, we established a primary school. Not too long after, we established Naparima College, Naparima Girls High School, and the success and the expansion of our education system, if we use that as a means of judging corporate social responsibility, will give us highest marks. And therefore, Moderator is also correct when she said we are looking at all the beneficiaries of our church's activities over the years in what we are doing for this year. The sports committee will symbolically on the 20th of January at the Point 14 Presbyterian Church light the Olympic-style torch, which will be a torch run throughout the country, and throughout the country includes Tobago, culminating with the entry of the torch into Maniranjam Stadium on Emancipation Day, 1st of August, and it is symbolic of the rekindling of that mission and vision that the church has. We shall be taking the torch throughout the country. The Honorable Minister of National Security has also pledged his support to necessary police support. The other matter I want to speak to you about is that for the first time ever, our church will be having an Easter parade. It will consist of the well-established Easter bonnets, which is well known. I understand for the boys you have the Easter hats. But the innovation of this event is that for the first time, we are asking our people known to be very creative, a la Carnival, for example, to design costumes that are not bonnets you seem fixed or hats, but to design costumes to depict Easter characters. So there'll be the Pontius Pilate, and there'll be the Herod, and there will be the disciples, and the soldiers, and the, you know the story, from Judas to thieves on the cross, etc. This will be held in our city right here in San Fernando. It will consist of 3 convoys from 3 directions coming into San Fernando to Naparima Girls High School, and a niche walk from there to Susumacha, where a very solemn service will be held. So we want to alert you that these things are coming. They are not the only things. In the new term, our schools, secondary schools, all 5 will be participating in a volleyball competition. Let the nation know that the sports of volleyball was a gift of the Presbyterian Church to our country. Reverend Harold Swan, just across the road there, had Canadian, and you know in Canada volleyball is perhaps the #1 sport, introduced volleyball right on Naparima College Hill here. And that sport has spread to today. I think we are in some world tournament. So we are working with the Volleyball Association to do something to commemorate that in addition to our schools. So we look forward to your support. We look forward to corporate responsibility, and we shall be happy to discuss with you, the media, if you want to become the official media house of the sports committee or these events. We shall have this open to all and sundry on a system whereby we can talk with you and have it mutually beneficial. Thank you.
The big and grand thing we hope to achieve in 2018 is the building of the Presbyterian Administrative Center. We are 150 years old. We have outgrown the space where we are. We need more desks. We need more office space. It is hoped that in February of this year, we will turn the sod at a property we own in Balmain, Couva, opposite the Presbyterian Church, to begin the building of our administrative center. And I make an appeal to the nation at large. In order to achieve that goal, we need assistance financially to meet it. If you are willing to contribute towards this goal, please contact us at our Synod's office at 652-4829. Your contributions will be appreciated. Help us make this dream come true. A question was asked of me, and I just want to read something from the program for the 150th anniversary. The Presbyterian Church of Trinidad and Tobago is well respected for her contribution to social development of the nation. Amidst the social struggles facing the nation at the present time, the Presbyterian Church seeks to be a beacon of hope and faithful to the call to love one another. This is what we are taking into the future, a church of hope, and to display love for one another as mandated by Christ to us.
How much are you all hoping to raise for the construction?
I need $15 million. 15 million. That would be the total cost of the complex. It does not include the furnishings. It will be the building, not the furnishings. It is a 3-story building we are looking at. The top floor is going to be an auditorium for over 300 to 400. The mid-level is going to be offices for the Synod and all boards and committees of the church. The base floor, we are hoping to use it for commercial purposes. If it is not used for commercial purposes, we have plans of developing a printery for the church. We need to begin looking at our own TV and radio facilities and a room for recording, because we have a program that we have on, well, it used to be CNC3. We are looking at the contract right now. So if the space is not used for commercial, we will be occupying it ourselves and offering services to the community of Balmain.
Would this facility be subsumed into that complex?
You mean this?
What is here now? Would that be transferred to?
Yes, the Synod office. The Synod's office that occupies this lower level will be moving to Balmain, along with Primary Schools Board and Secondary Schools Board and other boards and committees. The St. Andrew's Theological College will not be moving there. This compound will be converted into education alone. Naparima Boys next door, SATC on this side. We have some already proposals for a swimming pool down in the back. So this will become a big educational hub. College education and theological education. Archives will be moving into here. We have an archives that has outgrown itself 150 years. So the archives will be taking this lower level.
How much have you all raised so far out of the 15 million?
We are now going public, so the public has not contributed yet towards it. The church, as you know, is a non-profit organization, so we are starting with very little that has been put aside over the years.
So you would have already had your designs, and who would have done the design?
A Rampole design consultants would have done the design. The design has already been approved by the Synod, It has gone to Tongue and Country. They have given me, I think it's provincial, is it that the correct word? They have given me, okay, I can start the building. They are allowing a 3-story within the area there. The documents for bidding on the contracts are being prepared. We will view it this month to send it out at the end of this month because there are certain stipulations as to how contracts are sent out.
So you talk about certain,
Yeah.
will construction start at the same time?
Yeah, well, we are hoping when we turn this out, we would already have done the palings and the blockage and they will start to dig immediately. We ain't turning no stud if we ain't starting to move forward.
And how soon, what is your deadline for completion and all of that?
The consultants that we hired, the consultants said that we can have this building by October if we start early February. But give here or there, you know, they will say that, but with weather and all that, we hope that if we can achieve it by December and in 2019, we can move into there to celebrate the 151 years of Presbyterianism in Trinidad. We look forward to seeing you at the other activities that we have. I hope you will join us on Sunday the 7th and give us some media coverage. And you will join me at the 3 locations that I have given where we are having wreath laying and of convenience for you to come. So it can hit the papers that we pay tribute to those who are among